for example, you're going to tell the investor the margin of your business. You don't want to tell your customer how much margin you're making, right? So you should change things a little bit. So once you know your objective, now what actually motivates the audience? From the investor's perspective, we are looking at, is this a good opportunity for me to invest? Are you going to bring me a big return on my capital, so return on investment? That's what they really care about. The key thing they care about. If you are looking for a partner, they want to know that, oh, we're going to create a lot of synergy and so profit for them, more profit for them. If you're looking for recruiting an advisor or key executive, they want to have recognition or some reward. And by the way, in the business world, the reward for advisor and key executive, apart from cash compensation, it can be stock option. So they become a stakeholder of your company. And so they get the recognition as advising I mean, you think of the professor who invested in Google. He can brag about it, tell people, oh, I'm the first investor. I put $5,000 US in Google when Larry Page was still a student. So recognition and the huge reward, for example. If it's employees that you're presenting, of course, they want to know that this is a good job prospect and I will have a really rewarding career and also good compensation would be nice. Now, if it's customer, then all they want to know is, are you offering me something that really compelling, a product, a service, and the pricing is attractive. So you see, that's why they have different reasons to see your business plan and to actually listen to what you have to say. And you have to tailor-make in order to deliver the compelling message. Again, you don't want to, for example, you don't want to tell the customer how much return your investor are making. So there are things that you have to be careful and stuff. Now, after you understand the audience, there's still, you see, before we actually go into the essential items, so what needs to go into the business plan, you still have to choose the right format. Because even though you know the content, everything, you need to see in what situation, what occasion you are meeting them. So you probably have heard about something called the elevator pitch. Elevator pitch is quite interesting. For investment, that means by chance or deliberately, you will actually run into someone who could be a potential investor in your company. But the person is so busy that you go with him or her on a ride, a lift. So you maybe you're going down from 30th floor to the ground, and you have about 30 seconds with this important investor who might be interested in your company. So you have 30 seconds to try to leave a good impression and try to make this person think that you are so interesting, your business is so interesting. Yes, I want to schedule a meeting with you. So tell me more about your company in the next meeting. 30 seconds, that's all you have to impress the person. You don't have a PowerPoint slide, you don't have things. If your product is small enough to carry the lift, then maybe you can show the person in 30 seconds. But most likely, you're going to just talk for the 30 seconds and try to tell him why this is going to be the next Google and why he should have schedule a meeting with you. Elevator pitch. So, and then if you get that chance, the person say, "Oh, okay, let's schedule a meeting. I have a half an hour window next Monday." Then you will go and actually present the executive summary. But usually it's probably a 30-minute window or less. So you need to do then the executive summary. If the person say, "Wow, okay, I think I'm quite convinced, but I need to look at your company in greater detail. So I need to look at some financial projections and things, and just look at whether your company structure is intact and everything. Send me your full business plan, and I'll have an associate or analyst to look at your plan." So the boss is not going to look at it. You know, he sat through your presentation of 20, 30 minutes. Yeah, he likes your company, but let's get to know each other better. So I'll get an associate to actually look at your figures and things. So then you need to do the full plan. Now, for your competition, for this competition, I think you need to do the executive summary. I think you need to do it. In fact, you are only given 15 minutes for your presentation for this competition, and then you have to submit a full plan just to enter the competition, and there will be people who shortlisting and looking at your plan. But in the real world, that's also the same thing. A little bit more on the elevator pitch for consultant. Like when I was at McKinsey, we were always told to prepare the elevator pitch because we work in the client's place. Right? When we work on a project, we actually go to a client's office. They give us a room to do whatever we need to do, collect information, interviewing the people, and use a lot of brain power to try to solve their problem. So when lunchtime comes, you walk out. Your client is of course in the same building, right? You're working at the client's office. So you run into the CEO of your client and in the lift lobby, and then he said, "How's it going? How's your project? How's it going?" And you have 30 seconds to tell him that we're doing so well. Your project is fine. So we always, before we walk out the room and about to go to lunch, we have to think about what should I say if I run into the CEO of the company. 30 seconds, and just to make sure that he feels happy, he thinks we are doing our job very well. Every day, before we walk out, so what's the summary of the day? And it has to be impressive. So yeah, it happens all the time. Okay, so the elevator pitch should be, because you only have 30 seconds, maybe a minute. So it has to be short, has to be simple, memorable, make it easy so anybody can understand the top line. A few keywords, phrases. Now, so for example, if you are Taobao in the early day, right? You tell people we're the eBay for China. That's pretty clear what you're trying to do, and there's a good name. We are eBay of China. PayPal, is the easiest way and most accepted way to pay online. That's also pretty easy to understand, something like that. So now it comes to your first exercise. I'll tell you, you're going to do an elevator pitch, okay? Well, you're going to come out and do your elevator pitch. But I will give you two cases. So we'll divide the group into two groups, so case A, case B, and then we'll further divide group A and group B into smaller groups. Okay, so maybe 6 people in each group. Yeah. So okay, let me show you two different cases, because hopefully none of you are doing anything like this too. The first case is a adjustable lens. Well, our eyes is an adjustable lens, right? When we look at something afar and when we look at something in a closer distance, our lens, the cornea will actually change shape, right? So it's an adjustable lens naturally. But of course, for those who are sometimes you're short-sighted, sometimes some people are long-sighted, right? So we need to wear glasses. So imagine, apart from just doing your normal your glasses, whether it's concave or convex, polished with different refractive index glasses or plastic. Imagine there's a technology where you have this membrane that can be filled with liquids, and these liquids are with a high refractive index. So you don't need a lot of them to bend light. And these membranes, depending on how much fluid you pump into the membrane, you can make it a concave shape for the long-sighted, or you can make it into a convex shape for the short-sighted people. So it's very, very easy to actually adjust. You don't need an optician to help you to do that. And as another technology, which is also quite similar, is you have two kind of lenses with a shape like this. And depending on how you slide the two lenses, you can have a concave or convex shape. So also an adjustable lens. And that's the product. So this one with the liquid field, so you can pump liquid into this. I actually tried this out before. So I have 20/20 vision, so I don't actually wear glasses. So I just messing around and trying it. And this is the other one where with the two lenses sliding across each other. So yes, actually there's a product like that. So we'll see how we're going to divide the class. So one group of the class will try to do an elevator pitch for this product. I'm not telling you all the information, of course. I mean, there are things where target customer market and advantages. No, not yet. We'll tell you a bit more later. Okay, a second case. A second case is actually a online language school using mobile phone and using voice over IP. The idea came from this. There are people who find it not very convenient to go to a school at a fixed time in a fixed location. So some people want to learn it, do distance learning, whether as by phone or by internet. And the biggest language market, of course, is English and Chinese, Mandarin. And we know a one-on-one teaching is most effective, right? Of course, if you actually learn from a native speaker, that's the best way to actually learn. And almost everyone, at least in your addressable market, right? Whether in China, Hong Kong, if you're addressing top tier or second tier market in China, everybody has mobile phone, everybody has internet, right? More than 300 million mobile phones in China. So everybody has mobile phone and internet access, and everybody wants to learn English. I think the population in China who are learning English is more than the entire population of native English speakers together. So if you think about it, it's quite intriguing. The entire population learning English in China more than the native speaking people. 300 million or more and counting. So the concept of this is, if you can put teachers in the call center, and then you provide call center-like environment for the teachers, so it's really anytime, anywhere, because it's not just on the internet, it's actually on the phone. You can do one-on-one teaching. You give them some online tools for scheduling, for self-study, for other things. And the teacher and student on the phone is just for practicing the oral English or oral Mandarin. And then you also record the lessons, and then you actually let them download the MP3 after the lesson, so they can actually listen to what they said, or listen to what the teacher said. And then there are all sorts of other tools. So I think both companies are quite interesting in their own right. So the students can be in the office, can be outside, or can be on the internet also, using voice over IP. So the positioning of this school is they will align with online publisher, content publisher, and then some learning tools provide online. They have teachers either in the call center, or these teachers can actually be in another school. And then they will connect the students, whether these are individual students or whether the students are actually in another school. You can imagine this is a school in China who has no English teacher, and then these could be teachers sitting in the UK, right? Or these could be teachers in the call center in Philippines or Malaysia. And students can be anywhere. For the Mandarin student, these could be in US or UK, and then the students, and then you have teachers could be teachers in Xi'an. So basically connecting them through this system. So let's see how we're going to divide this. Do we already have the